master English map. From Kingston to Tokyo, Kingston to Beijing, we'll guide you through the words, we'll make your heart sing. One love, one language, we're dancing to the beats, teaching English online. We can't be discreet, from verbs to nouns, from idioms to rhyme. Learning English is a journey, it's a global good time. I'm an online teacher getting students worldwide with my reggae rhythm. Gonna take them for a ride, from the Caribbean beaches to the African plains. Teaching English online, breaking language chains. Teaching English online, come on and join the class. We're gonna have a blast, make the good times last, with the reggae rhythm pumping and the vibe feeling right. Teaching English online, spread the law online, spread the law time. Breaking language rampant and the vibe feeling right. Teaching English online, let's spread the love tonight. Spread the love tonight. Let's spread the love tonight. The heart sing. One love, one language, we're dancing to the beats, teaching English online. We can't be discreet, from verbs to nouns, from idioms to rhyme. Learning English is a journey, it's a global good time. I'm an online teacher getting students worldwide with my reggae rhythm. Gonna take them for a ride, from the Caribbean beaches to the African plains. Teaching English online, breaking language chains. Teaching English online, breaking language chains. Yes. Teaching English online, respect the lump sum on, join the class. We're gonna have a blast, make the good times last, with the reggae rhythm pumping and the vibe feeling right. Teaching English online, let's spread the love tonight.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It's the ESL Livestream. Hope you guys doing good. It's Sunday night, 9 p.m. Beijing time. And yeah, I will say, and I can see Ibitism who's asking, how are you today? I wish you're okay. Yes, I'm fine, but Stu is really busy these days. He cannot make it tonight. And as well, Martin won't be able to make it. Just have a message from him 8:30 saying, "Dude, I'm sick as hell. Try to make it till the last moment, but I can't be on the live. So terrible. Today we're gonna be speaking about. We're gonna be talking about online teaching in 25. We're going to resume a little bit about 24. Let's see what happened very quickly, and then we'll go on 25. If you need help, if you want to start, we have a wonderful teacher with us as well. Bianka will be here tonight. Hope you guys doing good. This is the ESL live stream. A lot of people are sick these days. Might be, the weather is getting cold here in China. People are getting sick, so it's never easy to do the live. I'm fine. I'm all right. So let's go and. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. That's the ESL Livestream. Mike's from ESL is an ESL teaching tips channel to help you with your English class. We are a big community of teachers trying to help each other. And today we're going to be talking about online teaching. And we have a special guest. Martin can't be here with us. He's too sick, can't even talk. That's so bad. And Stu is really busy. He can't make it as well. But, it's all, I'm here. Don't worry. And as well, we have a wonderful teacher. Her name is Bianca. She's been using Instagram to teach online, but she's also an online teacher. She's a CELTA certificate she's been teaching for a good 12 years. And she's here with us and she's going to share we're going to share our experience, but she has a better experience than me. I'm a classroom ESL teacher, also French teacher, language teacher, we're going to say. So uh, thank you for being here. You can say hello in the chat. Feel free to let us know where you're from, where you're teaching, and how old are your students, and whatever the questions you have, even if it's not according to the topic, very welcome to let us know. Let's say a little hello into the chat to the people coming in. Thank you for the insightful videos and all stuff. Abdulaziz Suleiman, welcome. Thank you for coming, for being here again. And of course, why is Stu not with us for this time? Because Stu is quite busy. Don't worry, he's going to be back for sure, but maybe in 2-3 weeks. I don't know. He's quite busy, so not always easy to be. You see, we're teachers, but we also do lives to share, our experience. So it's never easy to mix it up. Working, and I know that because I've been on the ESL live stream for quite a long time. It should be the 110th ESL live stream, so it's hard to keep up every Sunday 9 p.m. Beijing time. But I'd like to thank you on Instagram as well, guys over there. Thank you so much. On YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thank you for being here today. And without waiting for too long, we're going to welcome our dear Bianca. Here we go.
And now, let's welcome on the ESL live stream, Bianca from English Bianca.
Hi, Bianca. Very welcome.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Here.
Yes, no problem.
Yes, I can hear you.
That's
great.
That's perfect.
Very nice. But can you hear me clearly? I have this question because there was a problem in my connection. So let's just ask you first.
Yeah, it happens. No, you're fine. We can hear you clearly. A little laggy, but it's fine. We can understand what you're saying. And really, I wanted to say thank you so much, Bianca, for being here tonight because we had 2 sick people absent. You got to list them on the roll call, 2 absent British people. Oh, man. Oh.
No problem.
No,
It
I'm just
happens,
kidding.
as you
I'm
said.
sure they're watching. I'm sure they're watching, but I know I've been following you. We follow each other on Instagram. When we get time, we talk for a while, but we're very busy and really wanted to thank you very much, Bianca. Can you very quickly, I introduce you a little bit, but can you introduce yourself again to let people, you came on the last stream, on the ESL live stream that was this year in April, and we've been talking about teachers burnout. Do you remember that one?
Yes. I remember that. Yeah. We just talked about teachers burnout.
Yes,
But Mike,
that was
I'm so
awesome.
sorry. I'm on my laptop right now. I just want to ask you if there is better, so I may switch from my mobile phone into there. Let me just try it because I can't
Yes,
hear
you
you
can.
properly. Okay, so just let me try. Give
Oh
it a
yeah, sure,
second.
sure. No problem. No problem. It's all good. Live stream, is never easy. Thank you, everyone in the live. I can see a lot of people saying, yeah, Stu is busy these days. Shenzhen, welcome. Drill, let me say, drill, say, it's AI. uh, I'm afraid I'm saying some bad words in Chinese, So yeah, I hope I didn't make a miss. Uh, okay, so I'm gonna try. She might be back and
Clear.
on mobile phone. Yes, here we go. Okay, I think you can hear me now.
It's better. Yeah, it's kind of better. Yeah, it's better right now. Okay, I have to just say
Great.
sorry, apologize. Okay, because it's not our
It's
fault.
all good.
Sometimes
Don't
it
worry.
happens. Yeah, okay, great.
It- it's just to say that it's really live. We are live today. So yeah, I was saying
Yeah,
to introduce a little bit again for everyone.
sure. Very nice. So
Introduce
as you
yourself. Yeah.
said, my first name is Bianca. I'm an online English teacher. And I've been teaching English for about 12 years. But for the online part, let's say I've been teaching English for kind of like 5 years. So, what do we say? Like I always try to have engaging lessons for my learners because, as you know, managing online classes is really hard, specifically if you have all online lessons during the day. And yeah, that's it. We're just here to help our learners learn English.
That's awesome. Great. So, okay. Sorry, because I was during. Yeah. Oh, that's Doctor IELTS AI. Nice. Very welcome. That's great. Yes. Today, of course, we are going to be talking about a little bit, of course, about AI because it's uh, with online teaching. There are a lot of tools today that we can teach with using AI for sure. Let me see.
Yeah.
I prepare just a little, what is it called? A little presentation just to go back
Mm-hmm.
into that 2024 and see the actual online teaching market. So here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start. Let's see the trending market, the trends and predictions as well. We're going to see what's going to happen. Well, maybe if even you at home you have some suggestions you want to share, you are very welcome. So just very quickly, some numbers that we're going to see quite incredible for this year. The online teaching market overview of 2024 very quickly gets, oh, that's incredible.
Wow.
189 billion dollars global revenue in 2024, and it's expected to grow, of course. And in 2029, they project to be about $279 billion. It's all in dollars, of course. Yes. So, and only the U.S. market, it's $87 billion in 24. So, of course, we're close to the end. So that's a big market for sure. And emerging, let me see, let me change very quickly so that we can have a start. Present a little bit the market these days, how it is, the emerging trends in for AI integration, of course, with personalized learning, real time feedback, and automated grading. So that's AI is really using, is being used a lot as an online teaching tools. We'll see later with Bianca if you using it as well. Number two,
Yes, sure. I will
AR
use.
and VR. So AR, which is augmented reality, and VR for virtual reality. So immersive environments for language practice and cultural simulations. We get, of course, the gamification with game mechanics to boost students' motivation. We get the micro learning, short and focused lessons optimized for busy schedules, and we get as well collaborative tools, platforms supporting teamwork and peer learning. So very quickly, I have very few slides. I don't want to bother too much with that, but it's just to present the situation here. Um, Emerging apps that we have in 2024, the tools that we can use for teaching online. Of course, we get ChatGPT, we get
Yes.
Suno AI, which is really awesome for creating songs for kids to learn, those songs. We get Class Dojo, which is gamification and students progress tracking, which is really important, very useful for that. We get Nearpod, which is an interactive presentations with real-time quizzes, and Kahoot, of course. Uh, we don't introduce Kahoot anymore. Very famous. If you don't know Kahoot, go check it out. I don't have the link for now, but maybe if you want the link, I can give it to you. I do create on Kahoot, but you can too. It has an AI integration so that you can create your own Kahoot in a blink of an eye. So it's really incredible.
Mhm.
So here are some predictions for 2025, like key drivers of growth. So we got AI tutors. I don't know about you. That's kind of scary when I see that AI tutors. And that means that maybe online teachers can be switched to AI teachers. That would be kind of scary. We're going to come back to that maybe later. And then virtual exchange program, meant very interesting for predictions in 2025 is mental health integration. So they're going to integrate more resources addressing students' emotional and well-being, which is quite interesting, right?
Yes.
And we got metaverse classroom, virtual physical blended learning environments. That's incredible. What's going to happen in this 25, in its 2025? If it happens, we never know. We're going to check that out for sure. And teacher centric platforms, more tools empowering teachers to manage and engage your students. Right. So, and of course, apps likely to dominate in 2025 would be Canva. Of course, Canva now it's has more and more AI integration. It's more and more friendly to use, and it's super convenient to use for teachers. Canva for education with collaborative classroom projects and multimedia content creation, right? And we got Restream. Restream is a
Yeah.
platform that I'm using, but it's also a platform that you can use to teach. It's as you can see, it's very convenient. Then we get Hailuo. Hailuo, it's a Chinese AI, which is AI based video generation for
Mm.
multilingual teaching. And I'm going to finish with Flip Grip video discussion for integrative students engagement. and Edpuzzle video-based lessons with embed questions and progress tracking. So a lot of tools that are gonna
Yeah.
appear in this 2025. We're gonna say. I just wanted to put a little informative for everyone to know about this. So yeah, I was checking, and they're saying that more and more AI tutors, like that would replace teachers, but I don't really believe in this.
No.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure you have, Bianca. I'm sure you you have your thought on this, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. But I just want to tell you something. Sometimes I open Instagram and I see like some teachers, from all over the world. They're like, oh my God, for example, they're like this. You don't have to have your online lessons with an English teacher. You will just, use this AI to help you. I have like, why are you doing this? You know
What?
what I mean? As a teacher, yeah, like I always said, oh my God, come on, I totally agree with you, and I do believe that it will never happen. I mean, we are, human beings, and like, how can it be possible to have, a kind of private teacher, private tutor, you know what I mean, instead of a real person? I mean, that's AI instead of the real person. I don't think so. So maybe it will be kind of like a bridge, an easier way, we will talk about it later today, but maybe just 30% or 20%, I believe. Don't know. This is my own opinion.
True. I remember on the live stream we had Michael B. Horn, who's he is specialist in blended learning, and we were
Mhm.
talking about
Mhm.
AI, and he was saying that teachers might. AI is not going to replace the teacher, but uh, the teacher who's using AI might replace other teachers. So, of course,
Mm.
it's definitely AI. AI has tools that we definitely can use in class, but it's not
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be like I. It's not going to be I'm going to lie down in the sofa and let that AI do the job for me. That's not
Not at all. Not at
that's
all.
not possible.
Exactly.
That's for sure. So, Bianca, you've been an online teacher for how many years now?
For kind of like 5 years, let's say. Yes.
Wow, that's a long.
That's a long
So
time. Yeah, that's
you,
a
um, y- yeah, you've been. How did you start it? Because I'm sure we get as well a lot of people wondering how to start, because it's never easy to find students. That's one thing, and what platform to use, special tools. What would be your best advice for teachers who want to start online teaching?
Very nice. So first, if I want to talk about, the way I started teaching English online, I would say I can
Yeah.
really remember it was a very bad time. It was during COVID, and everyone was kind of like shocked. They were not able to go to face classes. And then I had some students, who were preparing actually themselves for IELTS exam, right? And then we had to
Mm.
have our online session. So I started by WhatsApp. The first online platform was WhatsApp, and that
All
was
right.
terrible.
Okay.
So like we started, yeah, having our classes on WhatsApp. Yes, Mike, you were saying. I think it's mine.
No, no. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay.
All good.
Okay. Nice. And then, you know what? After that, of course, as you said, I started having some research, to see like what kind of platforms I can use, because I had my own classes. So I was not working for any company. So it was really challenging. I went through some applications. I had some meetings with my coworkers. Skype, the first application I used was a Skype. I'm still using it these days, to be honest. And then Google Meet. Yeah, Google Meet. We were trying to have some classes or meetings on Google Meet. And then because you're in China, I have my online Chinese students. If I don't make a mistake, the application is Classin application. Do you use that? Classin, right?
Lesson.
Classland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm not using it, but I know Klassen was quite pretty early on the market in China. They provide a lot with Klassen. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. I'm using that one with, of course, Chinese students. It's amazing. But if I want to give this suggestion, Mike, I would say that teaching is, these days, of course, we have, online and face to face, right? So the blended teaching is happening
Yeah.
these days. So first of all, as a teacher, I have to know. I mean, I have to try having both if I'm a new teacher, online classes and also face to face. And then if I see, how can I tell you? Let me paraphrase it like this. If I am better at, go through that, but maybe next to that I can have some online lessons, maybe for, I don't know, for some specific students. So it's not, because some teachers think that online teaching is really easy, but it is not easy, specifically for kids classes. You need to build this rapport with your students, you know what I mean? Because it's not face to face, so you need to grab their attention. You need to have this interesting lesson, interesting class. They need to listen to you. So it's really time consuming, and you need to have a lot of energy, right, to do so, to keep
Oh, true.
yourself
Yeah.
motivated. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, as a teacher, I should know what I'm going to do. If I find online classes really challenging, I'm not going to do that, of course. I don't say not, but come on, I have to know what kind of things I should do in online lessons. There are a lot of factors. Yeah, that's it. I
Oh,
just wanted to say.
great. Thank you very much. So you today you still using WhatsApp or
Not at all. No, 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 no. I don't use WhatsApp. My main applications are Skype and also Google Meet. So these two, because of some reasons, Zoom is amazing, but because you have to pay for a Zoom application. So I think more
Mm,
than 40 minutes, you can't have it. So I cannot use that one. But for my own classes, yeah, I use these two platforms and Classing for Chinese students.
right. And how do you get your students? How do you, because you have to promote yourself. Where do you promote yourself? Do you go to some forums or uh, how do you do that? How do you find students, which is not easy?
Yeah, that's really challenging. You know
Mm,
what, first one, I used to have my students, that from those places that we used to work, kind of like institutes in our country, right?
okay.
So they started following us, and person to person, they were introducing, number one. Number two, some of my coworkers were shocked about this, but I tried to fill out some forms, online companies that they hire some English teachers, because I really wanted to do that to see how they work. I tried 3 or 4 like that, and right now I'm just working with one company, so I'm kind of like their employee, like, let's say, there. So every day I have around,
Okay.
with
Yeah.
Chinese students, I have around 3 or 4 hours. Their classes are 25 minutes. Like that, I have those 6 lessons, because I mostly have my international students. I don't have students from my country a lot. And then the challenging part remains, which is promoting yourself on Instagram. As I think you saw, the things that I'm doing, sometimes advertising my lessons, putting some stories, or going lives with my students to promote my, Instagram page, my lessons directly and sometimes indirectly. Yeah, like that I'm going through these days, Mike.
Great. Yeah. And so what tools, what special tools do you use in for teaching online? Any
Well, if I
special
want to
tools
talk
or
about,
maybe,
yeah, any
yeah.
special tools. Yes, Mike, the first one, ChatGPT, to be honest, but how? It's really, I just want to talk about it. It really saves my time. I mean, I can tell you 80%, but it's not like I just copy paste everything, I'll put it in my class. Not at all. So it's like ChatGPT, whatever I want. Let's say that there is a kind of, what do we say, specific worksheet, right? Related to a specific grammar, for example, simple present, let's say. And we have a lot of worksheets, of course, in our course books, but I just want to have something that I have in my mind. You know what I mean? So I just tell ChatGPT blah 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 to do this, and then I get it. So I try to change some parts. Maybe instead of 1 hour, I have to spend 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Because I'm very really busy, doing different stuff. So that's why I use this ChatGPT a lot, artificial intelligence, this ChatGPT for feedback, like assessment, sometimes feedback. Like we have the writing an essay, it corrects, and I just check it. 98% is correct most of the time. Yeah, to be honest, I use it like this these days. I don't know if you use it or not, or if other teachers here are using
Yeah,
them.
I will. There's an interesting stuff going on in the chat because we are different. We are on different platform. We are on LinkedIn as well, LinkedIn, and I'd like to say thank you to Master Blaster for being here and sharing. Everybody has different views of what's going
Yes, of
on
course.
with AI, and it's really good. And we are here to talk about it. Yes, we got Paul who's saying, guys, we all gotta get we gotta stop this AI obsession and bring kids and students back to the classroom and show them that real classes are really better. Otherwise, we devalue our job. Yeah, we can think in this way, Paul. I do agree with you. Sometimes I'm a classroom teacher, but the thing is now in schools around the world, especially I mean in the international schools, kids are uh, using laptops, just like back in America in classrooms. A lot of schools are using laptops. Kids have laptops. So even if you don't want to use it, you got to face it because students are using AI. Even if you don't want to get into that as a teacher, you have to. Even if you don't like it, I'm sorry, you have to because kids are using it. I'm worried about my students, like Paul is too. I understand his point of view. Um, in some schools around the world, maybe not everybody is using tech in the classroom. Not everybody is using computers in the classroom. But now it turns that, education has to evolve as well. There's supposed to have an evolution, and of course it's quite scary in some ways. Some people think that, oh, what's going to happen, but kids never going to know what is it to learn the proper way. And I can understand that, and I do understand there's just a tool that we really have to know how to use it because it can be really helpful in the classroom. So I'm not going to be someone who's going to leave that AI far away from me. And I have to understand this because my students are using it and, they're trying to do French essays in using ChatGPT. And I can see that it's not from them. So it's quite pretty tough. It's difficult to work with it, man. That's why it's on the ESL live stream. I like with you. I know you've been working as well. You like new stuff,
Yes.
technology, using technology in the classroom. So you're doing awesome job because you're also teaching on your Instagram page. On your Instagram, you're teaching the viewers, you're teaching your community English, which is something different, right?
Yes. 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 You're right.
So, yeah. So that's important. I think. Yeah, I'm checking into the live too. I don't know. What do you think, Bianca, about it?
Actually, Mike, you know what? I just want to say this that uh, actually it's right, but it shouldn't be in a way that it stops our students be what do we say, not that creative, by using AI. You know what I mean? So it's like I think they
Yeah,
will, because these days I don't have face to face classes, so I can't really give you this idea if how AI works in the class. You know what I mean? But in our online lessons, so as a teacher, you realize if the student has written something, on his or her own, or let's say, for example, they are supposed to write a kind of writing essay. You know what I mean? Or like ChatGPT or AI help them to write out. You know what I mean? So it should be uh, both the student and the teacher in the class, trust each other. And even if I use, for example, AI, let's say you're my teacher and say, okay, I use this to get the idea of this. Sometimes, my students tell me, like, say, okay, teacher, I use ChatGPT, for example, for some ideas, and I took my notes and I paraphrase it. You know what I mean? So I think in this way it's kind of more reasonable. But if it wants to be in the way that all the time, as this person says, what they just want to use it, so it's not gonna work, right? And as a teacher, it's my responsibility to prevent, let's say, these things, happening. I don't know.
Yeah,
This is something, yeah.
yeah. Doesn't care the way we wish things were. This is the worst and will ever be. And look now, amazing already is. Yeah, that's really tough to. I was checking as well on Instagram. Um, thing is, I think everybody is trying to look for the right way. I mean, to use it because I know some teachers don't want to hear about it, but they have to face
Oh,
it because it's students try to use it to cheat in the classroom. So, in our school, IT has a tough time with that. They in the school they start a ban. They try to ban some of the websites so that they can use it. In China, there's the Chinese Chat GPT is called I think it's called Topal, and
I didn't know that.
it's also an issue because students get lazy, um, for sure. It's I think it's has to be really teachers really to frame that and to really control it. I think it's should be um,
Yes.
even if it's scary to to see what's going on. But well, so yes, there are tools that are really that I'm using in the classroom for me, for my part, which is I'm using Kahoot. Well, I'm teaching language, of course, French. So I'm using Kahoot when I teach. For example, grammar. I'm going to use Kahoot
Mm-hmm.
because Kahoot has slides, and I can have all the students on the platform. So when I teach something, I'm going to use Kahoot. I'm going to have all my students all together with me on the
Mm.
platform, so that I can check.
Oh,
I can check
yeah, I
what they're
remember.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Who is working on his computer, because kids, they're on the computer and we don't know what they're doing. uh, so it's quite tough. So with Kahoot you can see what they're
Mm-hmm.
doing because you have the reports after that. So you can create Kahoots that have polls at the same time, quizzes. So you can have a PPT, you can
Nice.
put a
Yes.
PPT, teach them, and then you have a question right after that one about the PPT. So
Mm.
you can see if they follow or not. You know, you can see if they understand or not. And then at the end, when you finish the whole Kahoot, you finish your whole what you're teaching, the new content of the day. When you finish this, you can go to reports and check out what most of the students didn't understand, and they point out the difficult question that you had and where kids have very low percentage in answers. And then you can go through again. You can even from there create another Kahoot in like 2 seconds. So your students can stay still in here and go again where they didn't understand, where they didn't pick up. And you can see students by students who didn't answer what questions.
Right.
So it's
Wonderful.
really, I think in this way, it's blended learning is not really using AI because Kahoot is, well, Kahoot in maybe using it for creating other feedbacks or stuff behind. But well, I'm not a professional into that, but using Kahoot has been really more interesting than it was before. It's not only a game now for games. It's not a platform only for games.
Yes, yes. Actually, Mike, I remember that for our self-talk lessons 2 years ago, we used to use that Kahoot, in our classes. I mean, our self-talk teacher. So that was interesting. Even me, who was not, teenager or something, I was like, wow, it's interesting, and we had to, simultaneously look at the answer and look at the question and then try to answer it as fast as possible on our phone. I had really, really great feeling. So that's why I totally agree. It's an amazing tool if you can use it. It's really engaging.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's it. Exactly. Yeah, my let me see. I'm checking a little bit because my I
Mhm.
got get your thanks for sharing is just a bit of my concern. No, for sure. No problem, bro. Uh I'm not against using technology, it's just against teachers' devaluation. Thanks, Mike. All good, brother. We're here to talk about it, and
Exactly.
go through. There's no big deal. We're here to share people views, and that's all good. And here as well, Master Plaster was saying we can't control it. We have to embrace it. The problem, not the children. The way we teach, the whole system has to be
Mm,
completely restructured. Quite pretty agree with that for sure. Education has to evaluate. There are new tools like, you know, um, like we had screens in the classroom, right? I'm from this time where in the classroom, I had only a chalk and a board, right? Never had a
yeah.
screen with,
Yes.
or even a projector or stuff like that. So, you know, of course, you still need to have that, all we're gonna say old style.
Yeah. Okay.
Eh,
Yes. Yes.
it's very important because some teachers are still teaching in this way, and it's all good. I think what matters might not be the process, but the results of your education, of your teaching, right? Uh,
Exactly. Perfect.
this is what I really
Yeah,
think.
definitely. Definitely. You know what? Every lesson, specifically, private lessons, right, is really different. Even group classes. So I can't, apply all, applications, all tools for all of them, right? So I need to know. I need to assess, for example, what kind of things I need in this class. Is this application working or AI working or it's totally different. Do you agree with me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
it tends to be, especially on online teaching. I feel that the parents are needs more feedback. They pay. I think that
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
different. Not like when you are in school where it's public schools or so. Yeah, they do not worry as much as one-on-one online. Um, so it's quite it's quite different.
Exactly. But Mike, I just want to say something that I do, in my lessons. How do we homework, right? Assignment to my student. So sometimes I do
Yeah.
this. I make them record a video, like 1 minute video or voice, or read something and send it to me on that application, wherever it is, Skype or Google Meet. Sometimes on their WhatsApp, they send it to me. So it's like, before the class, try to send it. So it's kind of like, nice, I think, thing to do. So the teachers can do it. It really works. Or they send their writing essays. I'm just gonna maybe 5 minutes before our lesson, write the feedback, prepare the, assessments for the writing, and then we're going to share it in the class. Or the other thing I do is like every lesson that I have, every time I try to have a PDF for my learners, like first session, second session, third session, and I type all the notes, all the important notes in the lesson. And even I do have a part on my PDF that is called homework or assignment part. So it's like every lesson they open their PDF, because after their lesson I send them, right, and they see like homework number 1 is this, homework number 2 is this. So it's kind of organized. Maybe I can tell you from my face-to-face lessons, I didn't used to do these things. You know what I mean? So it makes me more active as a teacher. I don't know how to say, but it is what it is. Yeah.
So that here we can get some little tricks from you, right? That's really interesting. Sending, and I know that teachers in our school, they do ask students. For example, my daughter, they're gonna ask, they're gonna use actually apps. So that they're going to send on WeChat, WeChat we're using in
Yes.
China.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there are apps right there, and they send. It's just maybe we can call this flipped classroom. So in advance, the teacher is gonna give you some vocabulary that they're gonna learn in the next lesson, or they're gonna use this app as well for them to review. So our kids gonna be on their on their phone, and then they listen. Then they can record their voice, and then the teacher, he will receive it, all the audios of all their students. She's going to receive that and listen to it and then
Mhm.
assess, which is not bad. But of course, kids are going to be on their screen, but it's not that long. It's going to take her like 5 to 10 minutes to practice a little bit, which is, I find it is not bad, because I can see my daughter's
Yes.
um uh how to say, behavior in front of that. She's like, yeah, Dad, hey, remember, we get that English homework on your phone. She likes phones, of course. Kids, I don't let her with the phones. I don't like my kids to have phones at home. If they're gonna ask me, I'm gonna let them for maybe 30 minutes or an hour maximum per day. And
Mhm.
even sometimes they don't ask because they don't feel that they're missing it. I want them to appreciate more the social life, go outside, have fun, play with it. She's 8 years old, so you're gonna have her on the phone all the time. And that's, what can be a little bit scary as well, the fact
Yeah.
that using the screen exposition is a little bit too much sometimes when asking students to work, even if it works, but it should be definitely controlled. So I controlled that she doesn't have too much, but she doesn't really have so much homework on her phone, so that's fine. But I guess other students in other schools, high school students, I know I give my students homeworks that are on a platform. So, they have to spend some times, but at least I know they're going to be doing, because it's the problem too. The situation in my school is that the kids are really different. It's uh, in China, the international schools are very expensive, and students that we have are students that are very spoiled, and they are not much. It's difficult to engage them, let them feel them
Mhm.
interest in teaching, so in learning. Sorry, especially
Learning.
a
Yeah.
French language, a language that is it's how do you call that, electives, so they choose it. So it's difficult to keep them engaged. It's not like math or English where they have to work it for sure, but so it's really
Mhm.
tough. But there are some good, I'm using VHLcentral.com, which is a platform who's gonna um, is going to track and give you feedback of everything. So it's really, really awesome. I do stand in front of my kids, teach what they have to learn using Kahoot, or other stuff, or you just, PPTs, slides, and
Mhm.
doing it the whole, the whole, the whole way, but trying many. What is, like I was saying earlier, is the process that
Yes,
is quite trying to let them be engaged. The results is also I found that mixing everything, it's quite pretty good. Old style, blended learning.
definitely.
That's how we
Yes,
call it.
100.
I think blended learning it's is really good. Not only having kids on their screen all the time at school is, and it's difficult to get them engaged because they are spoiled. You know, families, they got
Yeah,
a lot of money, a-
I agree.
and it's tough.
But Mike,
Yep.
can I tell you something? It's like, when we are in kids classes with Chinese students, I'm talking about like online classes. It's like, we just sit and because I wanted to see how the reaction is like. So let's say that I mean, the laptop is in front of me, right? And then as a teacher, I have my phone call, right? So I just want to check something. Let's say the same story happens for the student. You know what? And then the person, so because it's online, everyone thinks that, okay, come on, that person is not gonna, realize what's happening or whatever. But even for 5 seconds, it's not gonna happen. I mean, as a teacher and also as a student, I cannot do it because the student, specifically, as you know, Chinese parents, right, are very sensitive, right? So they're like, oh, what is the teacher doing? I mean, the teacher is not teaching, what is happening here? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
he's on his
yeah,
phone.
online
Yeah.
classes, exactly, exactly. Or even,
Yeah.
another thing I just want to say, like the students, we're all the time sitting, right? So as a teacher, I sometimes stand up and I tell the students, stand up,
Mm.
like look at me, and then, have some even stretching movements without, uh, having
Nice.
anything to do with our lessons for 1 minute. So these things, I think, kind of, I all gained this through experience, through teaching, because as a teacher you get tired to sit, 5 hours in a row, or you know what I mean, 6 hours in a row. So other parts of online teaching, I just remember, I just want to share it with some teachers here. So this is
Thank you
kind
very
of tricky.
much. Thank you, Bianca. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can do some exercise for sure. Yeah, they can do a peel banana,
Yeah.
or hello, hello, how are
Or
you?
even yeah,
the
exactly.
thing is,
Or sometimes
the thing is
I want
just
to drink
the
water,
screen is too. Yeah,
yeah.
the
Yes, you're
screen,
right.
the space for teaching is really, really short, so it's really difficult to do some big movements, right? uh,
Yes, yes.
but I think it's still possible, and you've been trying, and that's what you got to go on with this, some, because the kid will be okay. Let's remember what we've learned today. You gotta, I guess, you gotta gotta have a microphone or your headset all the time. I'm not a fan of headset, but you got to be moving around your room sometimes and ask the kids to follow you with doing actions of the different vocabulary. That's what, when I went back in 2002, when I started to teach, when I started to teach with very young kids. It was from a school called Jordan's Language School,
Mm-hmm.
and everything we were teaching to the students in English, even if it was a dialogue, it has to have actions. So we would do the whole dialogue. Every word would have an action. So it was really TPR at the maximum. you know. And it was, sometimes we had to create some stuff. It was really interesting. I really enjoy that time, because it's more, it's humanity in it. You feel the enjoyments from your students.
Yes, yes,
And of course, through a computer, it's quite difficult, but it's still possible. And you've been trying like that. I think it's a good idea to, you can put the camera long, you can have a lot of space behind you, and then try to do the action with your students for like a warm up. I think it's definitely possible. It's good for you, good for the kids. It's very, very important. Health.
exactly. Definitely. I totally agree with you, Mike.
Yeah.
But I just want
Um,
to say that online teaching is really amazing. It's really, really wonderful. But we need to be a little bit patient. If you're new teachers, some teachers are afraid of teaching online, but it's not like that. If you try, you'll see how amazing it is. But maybe it's a little bit challenging at first, but it's gonna be kind of easier, and the rest will come. Just want to say this.
Yes, of course. There's nothing easy, right? When you work, when you get older, when you get maybe when you get a lot of experience, you get older. It seems more easier because you know the song. What we're gonna say, but when you start, it's really
Yes.
difficult. It's really challenging. But I remember when I started, it was really difficult. I was all the different songs of that I was using in class, that the school asked me to use it, but because I'm still talking about that Jordan's language school. They had we were already using blended learning at that time. That was in 2002, and it was a lot of songs that we have actions we had to teach the kids. The class was really active. It was only 20 minutes for foreign teachers, but it was intense. And um, uh, I remember sleeping at night. I was doing, my wife was telling me that I was doing the action in the bed, and I was singing at night. It was, everything was in my head. That's so I was very worried at that time if I was doing good or not. And that's what you got to go through. This, you got to go through the challenge, and whatever happened, I've been missing my class a lot. I've been making mistakes, but if you don't make mistakes, I think you're never gonna make improvements, right? You
Yes,
have
yes,
to. Um, it's difficult to work on it, but that's the beginning. Like we say, money
exactly.
doesn't grow on a tree. You got to work for it. You got to push
Definitely.
yourself and challenge yourself. It's never easy for sure.
Definitely, definitely. It's not easy at all, but it is nice.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you very much, Bianca, for being here today. Yeah, I wanted to, let me see. Yes, so for 2025, we're going to see maybe some AI tutors on online teaching. What do you think? It's going to be crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
man. And virtual exchange programs. One thing is good with AI, if people are using it, it's that you can personalize your teaching
Yes.
more. I think for you should be something very important that you said, Bianca, that you really needed to feedbacks from
Yes.
whatever the tools you're using, or maybe the parents, or maybe I think feedbacks is very important. So personalized teaching is very important, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be wonderful. So maybe let's see. I don't know, in 2025, like if we can, make the most out of them, we can use them in our lessons. Perfect. What?
Exactly. Yes. True. Uh, Great. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's already an hour. That's the ESL live stream. Today, Stu is not here because, he's got a lot of online classes, actually. That's because of that. He couldn't change the time. So he had to do it for 2, 3 weeks like that. Then he's going to be back. So I guess you can understand that, Bianca. And
Yeah.
as well. And for Martin as well, he's been sick, so the hope he's gonna
I hope
recover soon.
it gets better. Yeah.
Um, that was lovely to have you with us today. Thank you so much, Bianca.
Thank you very much.
Always good, always good tips and tricks. That's great. You
Thank you
can
very much.
follow
Yeah.
Bianca on her YouTube channel. You are also in Instagram. I forgot to put
Yes,
your link
Instagram.
on Instagram. Yeah,
That's
as
okay.
well. But the link is right here. I put it after that. No worry. And
Thank you very much.
everyone, you can. Oops, where am I going? Yes. Okay, great. So you get a website as well.
Yes, yes. The website is for like our lessons. If the student want to take their first interviews with me for starting the lesson, so they have to go there, fill out the form. It's kind of easier. They from Google Calendar, they choose their time, and then they see me on our first interview. Yeah, it's gonna be like that.
Great. Awesome. That's awesome. Great. Okay, let me share. Let me see. Boom, boom. Here. Thank you, Mike. Bravo. Carry on. Thank you very much, guys. Here, Bianca is right here. That's her website, but we do get this QR code that you can scan anytime. Feel free to follow her. What do you on YouTube? So you have couples of videos, right?
Yes, Mike, to be honest, as you said, we are teachers busy with our online lessons, but because I do everything on my own, recording the videos, editing the videos, it really takes my time. And a lot of learners tell me, why don't you put grammar lessons on YouTube channel? Why don't you do this? So I'm just gonna do it, but I was busy with Delta, Delta Module 1, Mike. I can tell you about
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was busy with for that for 3 months. So we took our exam, but yeah, that's why maybe these days I can do a little bit better, or maybe I can record more videos and put it on YouTube channel more. Hope so.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Bianca. Hope to see you soon
Thank you
on
very
the
much.
ESL
Thank
live
you. Hope to
stream.
see you.
You're always welcome and wish you all the best. Thank you,
Thank you
Bianca.
very much.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
all good. Bye bye. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. That's a pity we didn't have Martin. Of course, hope he can be I can feel better. Speedy recovery. Thanks to Bianca for being with us today. Thanks to all of you. Thinking about Paul, of course, all of you right there who we had as well. Teacher William, that's been a long time. He went on the ESL live stream. Awesome kindergarten teacher. So you can go and check Teacher William. You can find him as well on YouTube. Really awesome. Master Plaster, thank you for coming on LinkedIn, was following from us from LinkedIn. Thank you so much. We had Dr. IELTS AI. Nice. Thank you for coming today. That was great to have you together. Yes, I'm checking my my computers. It's never easy to make it work, but wasn't too bad. That's the that was the ESL live stream. uh Hope you enjoy it. Feel free to leave your comments, even if you're watching after the live. It's still the same link. The link doesn't move, but you can also. There's a special ESL live stream uh, YouTube channel as well that is just open. We are like 5 or 6, 7 subscribers. Not a big deal. It's just to put some lives right there because people have apparently some issues finding the lives. It's still in my. You got to know how to search a YouTube channel. Is might be easy for me, but for others might be a little bit difficult. But well, thank you so much for being all of you, and I hope to see you next week. I'll be here, hopefully, even if it's going to be the seasons of Santa. Man, I'm becoming Chinese. Christmas. It's gonna be Christmas time. It's already Christmas time, and but here in China we don't really feel it. Of course, that's man. It's been a good 23 years without going home for me. 23 years without festing Christmas with my family. So I really think about my family, everyone back home. Miss you all, and I hope all of you as well uh, is safe, healthy. Wish you all the best for this 2025 New Year. We're not here yet, but very soon, and I'll see you next week in the ESL live stream. Thank you, everyone, and don't forget to give some likes and subscribes. The ESL live stream, the teachers live stream.